Okay, so in part one we talked about in the, I don't know what the Jewish word for the part of the Old Testament where all of the prophets are mentioned, but anyway, we're in the Old Testament. Speaking about, was there a basis in the Old Testament for there going to be at some point in the future a New Testament or a New Covenant? And I know that there's a lot of Christians or a lot of evangelicals, whatever label you want to put on them, that don't spend time in the Old Testament, and I was guilty of that as well. But if you look at the transition going from the Old Testament to the New Testament, to me it actually flows pretty good. And no, you can't throw Paul out just yet, because I hadn't gotten there yet. Again, speaking to, he knows who he is. But anyway, let's look at what Yeshua, or Jesus, had to say in Matthew chapter 26 and verse 28. And what this is basically Jesus has the apostles, and they are in the room having the Passover meal before he gets ready to go to the Garden of Gethsemane to get betrayed and go and get beaten up and all the things that he had to go through. So they're sitting there, and Jesus is giving the eat, and Jesus says, "Take the bread," blessed it, he broke it, gave his disciples, he said, "Take and eat, this is my body, and do this in remembrance of me." And then in verse 28 he says, "For this is my blood of the new covenant, which concerning many is being poured out for remission of sins." Okay, well, let's look at what the Greek says. And the Greek word there is, forgive me if I butcher this pronunciation, kainos, and according to the Strong's Hebrew Greek Dictionary, it means new. And the next word is diatheke, and it means contract, covenant, or testament. So there's witness one for new covenant, new testament, new contract. So let's go to Mark, and in chapter 14, verse 24. "And he," Jesus, "said to them, This is my blood, that of the new covenant, which is poured out concerning many." Again, at the Passover, before he is betrayed. And again, 14:28, the Greek word here is, let's see, oh, 24, I'm sorry. Looking at 28, and it's actually 24. New, again, kainos, which is new, and diatheke, which is contract, covenant, or testament. Witness number 2. And then if we look in Luke 22:20, "And in like manner the cup after having supped, saying," Jesus takes the cup after they have finished eating, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is being poured out for you." Which is being poured out for you. And let's see what the Greek says. 22 and 20. Again, the Greek word kainos, or new, and the diatheke, contract, covenant, or testament is given again. So in 3 of the 4 Gospels, it is given new covenant. And as we talked about in part 1, it gives the groundwork saying there will be a new covenant, and here Jesus is saying that there is the new covenant, which is his blood. Alright, hang on just a second. Okay. Now another point of contention is that some people say that Jesus never says that he is the Son of God or that he is God anywhere in the Gospels. And there's, to me, a multitude of places, but let's cover just a couple that I think kind of tie in here. In Mark chapter 12, verse 35, and teaching in the temple, answering, Jesus said, how do the scribes, that's the Pharisees, Sadducees, those kind of people, say that Christ, the Messiah, is the son of David? So basically Jesus is asking a question. He says, how do they say that the Christ is the son of David? And then if you read in verse 36, it says, for David himself said, by the Holy Spirit, the Lord said to my Lord, sit off my right until I place your enemies as a footstool for your feet. And that is found in Psalms 110, chapter 110. So basically, what Psalms 110, what David says in Psalms 110 is that God says to God, sit at my right until I place your enemies as a footstool for your feet. So God, is Jesus. Now, another place that I found kind of interesting, at least to me anyway, let's flip over here to Matthew chapter 23 and toward the end of the chapter. Okay. So basically, Jesus is talking to some of the priests and elders, Sadducees, Pharisees, whatever title they hold, and he calls them serpents, offspring of vipers. How shall you escape the judgment of hell? And that's in verse 33. Verse 34, he says, because of this, behold, I send to you prophets and wise ones and scribes, and some of them you will kill and crucify, and some of them you will flog in your synagogues and will persecute from city to city, so that should come on you all the righteous blood poured out on the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah, to the son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the holy place and the altar. Truly I say to you, all these things will come on this generation, or on this race. The Greek word can be also translated as race. And he goes on to say, truly I say to you, all these things will come on this generation. And then verse 37, which is the verse that I find interesting, he says, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the one killing the prophets and stoning those sent to her. How often I desired to gather your children in the way a bird gathers her chicks under her wings, and you did not desire it. How often I desired to gather your children in the way a bird gathers her chicks under her wings, and you did not desire it. That's not talking about the 30 or 35 years that Jesus was there. That's saying that Jesus said that he was God. So there you have it right there. John 3:18 says, the one that denies the Son denies the Father. Let me go over here and read it real quick. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that everyone believing in him should not perish but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son into the world that he might judge the world, but that the world might be saved through him. The one believing in him is not condemned, but the one not believing has already been condemned, for he has not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. So, anyway, time's up. That's what I got to say about the New Covenant and the New Testament. That's what I found. Go back and read all the chapters. Make up your own mind. But like I said, I've been studying this for a while, and I'm pretty satisfied with what I found. So, talk to you guys later. Take care.